Hi everyone, myself Uday Kumar. In this video, we are going to talk about performance testing. So in order to know more about performance testing, we should be having idea about software testing. Basically in software industries, software testing is divided into two types. One is functional testing and another one is non-functional testing. So functional testing is nothing but checking functionality of the system. Here functionality is nothing but in an application, there are so many modules. Each module may contain so many buttons, radio buttons, checkboxes, and images, icons, so many things, headers, footers, like that. So checking each and every functionality, each and every thing in the application is nothing but functionality. So checking each functionality, whether these functionalities are working fine or not. So are the like images are present or not, like is that radio button and username password fields are working fine or not. These are all stuff come into the functionality. Functional testing can be done in two ways. One is manual way and another way is automation. So to do functional testing in using automation, we need to use the tools called Selenium, UFT, SOAP UI, Ready API, etc. So when coming to non-functional testing is nothing but checking quality attributes of the system. So quality attributes is nothing but performance and security, etc. So here in non-functional testing, we don't concentrate on functional testing because basically non-functional testers they don't show much interested in showing functional things of the applications like that. So performance and security comes under non-functional testing. Performance testing can be done using automation tools called JMeter, Apache JMeter. It is open source. Microsoft LoadRunner and WebLoad, NeoLoad, VSTS, etc. So many performance tools are present in the market. So we cannot perform non-functional testing using manual way because performance testing you doing manual is nothing but it will take a lot of time consumption and resource consumption and budget constraint. Everything will come into the picture. So let's go through the performance testing now. So what is performance testing? Performance testing is nothing but performance testing is a process that determines behavior of an application in terms of speed, stability, and scalability, and finds if any bottlenecks are present in your application. So here the terms are speed, stability, scalability. What are these terms? So for example, we have an application, it is released to production. Okay, so when a user access your application in production, user is facing a lot of delay whenever he is trying to access any of your pages. So he is facing a lot of delay in your application. So obviously it will it will not be good for your application. And so in order to overcome these kind of situations, so like whenever a user is facing these kind of issues, obviously your business will be lost. So to avoid this business loss, every application nowadays going for performance testing before they are releasing to the production. So there are three terms. What is speed? How many seconds does an application takes to respond? Nothing but response times is mandatory and main important thing in performance testing. So how fast your application is reacting whenever a user is accessing anything in your application? How much seconds does it take to respond to you, like respond to users like that? So stability is nothing but in future maybe my application having varying load. For example, suddenly my application have incremental users, and suddenly maybe a sudden decrements may happen to my application. So whether it can be able to sustain that kind of traffic or not, that is nothing but stability. Nothing but whether your application is stable for the user load or not. And scalability is nothing but, so in future maybe after a year or maybe after 6 months like that, your application demanded more in the market, so users are increased due to the market. So whether if user load is increased to your application, whether it can be able to sustain or not. That is nothing but scalability. So this is nothing but performance testing. And performance testing types. So there are different types of performance testing available. Nothing but that is load test, stress test, endurance test, spike test, capacity test, failover test, smoke test, etc. This kind of test present in performance testing. So it depends on client to client. Maybe a client asks you to conduct a load test. Maybe another client asks you to conduct endurance test. It depends on client to client because they will be having their own requirement. If it is customer faced application, most of them ask you to do load, maybe stress, like that. So these kind of things we have to do whenever we are doing performance testing for any application. So this is common question, when actually a tester should start performance testing. So here are the some of the prerequisites should be satisfied. So after completion of functional testing or after functionalities of the application is stable. So prerequisites are nothing but build should be stable to start performance testing. Functionality should be satisfied and historical data should be loaded and non-functional requirements should be gathered. These are all prerequisites we need to have to start our performance testing. So why we have to wait till build should be stable means in future, for example, if you are doing performance testing parallel to the manual, that is functional testing. So maybe a functional tester raised a bug. So dev team is working on it. Dev team done some changes in code. So that impacts obviously some code changes. So if you are working for previous build, currently build is changed. So if you're working on that build, maybe response times will vary when compared to the current build. That is what, whenever application is stable before going to the production, so maybe in next week or maybe in 10 days or before releasing to the production, we have to conduct performance testing. Then only we will get accurate results. Why performance required for any application? As we discussed in the first slide, so we should verify how the application behaving under load and to avoid any business loss. For example, if, as I told you an example, if an application released to the production without performance testing, the users may face delayed response times that obviously affects your application and your market and your business. So business loss will be happen for sure. So that is what, to overcome that kind of business loss, everyone nowadays going for performance testing. Can we conduct performance testing without a tool? Yes, we can conduct a performance testing without a tool, but it will impact your accuracy and time, budget, resources. So for example, if you want to conduct your performance testing for an application in manual way, for example, in real time for that application, maybe 1,000 or 5,000 users are exist. So to simulate those many 5,000 users, you need to have 5,000 systems and 5,000 employees and 5,000 resources and all. So to accommodate all this, so obviously it will impact your business, right? Accuracy will always impacts, and time will take, and budget constraint and resource constraint. So it is impractical. We can done using manual way, but it is impractical. So practically we can do using automation tools. So load testing is nothing but to verify application behavior under normal and peak load conditions. For example, load test is nothing but I have designed an application. So it is like e-commerce application. So I am a business analyst. I know how many users can be accessed to my application. So like that, I can say there are 1,000 users will access my application in production in a day. So that is nothing but, so business analyst giving details to performance tester that please do performance testing with 1,000 users. So that is nothing but 100% load on your application. So we are performing a load test using 100% of the load is nothing but load testing. So this is called load testing. Stress testing is nothing but, so same example, my e-commerce application having 1,000 users in production. So why can't you go with 1,500 user load test? So can you stress little bit users and see whether my application able to sustain or not? That is nothing but stress test. So endurance testing is nothing but, for example, in production, for example, same application you take e-commerce. So during a festive season, my application will provide some offers. Okay, during that time user load will be high for a couple of hours, maybe it will be a long duration. So how to see these kind of performance results, so we will conduct endurance test basically do for a longer duration, maybe more than 4 hours or 5 hours or maybe 10 hours like that. So spike test is nothing but sudden increments or decrements. I can, I will run with 50. For example, I will run with 500 users. Maybe suddenly I will increase it to 500 more. So whether if I increase suddenly 500 users, whether my application is able to sustain or not, that is nothing but spike test. Capacity is nothing but so till how many users my application is able to handle. Like that is nothing but capacity testing. So in our next tutorial, I will explain you a JMeter, and I will start recording a sample scenario. I will take an application and I'll explain you how to design a scenario, how to record it, and how to do scripting like that. So in my next video, I'll introduce you about Apache JMeter. Before I start my next video, just go through these concepts. Like Apache JMeter is an open source software. It is 100% pure Java based application designed to load test functional behavior and measure performance. So using Apache JMeter, we can do various types of application, like web-based application that work on HTTP, HTTPS, and we can performance test using, for SOAP or REST web services. There is nothing but API calls. We can also performance test FTP protocol, and we can do load test or stress test or maybe performance test for database calls like JDBC connections, TCP, etc. These many things supported by Apache JMeter. So here is the link downloading JMeter. The current version of JMeter is 5.4.2. So please download JMeter for next session, and I will start my next video on 5.4.2, and I'll start a small scenario like that. So if you like my video, just like and comment your experiences. Thank you everyone for watching this. Thank you. Bye bye.